9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Well, a big happy Friday, TGIF family, and welcome to WWT Live. As part of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. I am your professor, although you can't seem to see that, but that's who I really am, believe it or not. Yeah, there we go. Gerard Bonner, GB, pick a name. I'll answer to it as long as it's not terrifically derogatory. Hey, listen, we've got an amazing show lined up as we are less than 24 hours away from the 2025 Royal Rumble, the first PLE on the WWE calendar, officially kicking off the road to WrestleMania. So we'll be dealing with that. We've got our final official predictions and lots of other great news happening in the world of pro wrestling. And of course, there's quite a bit. First, I am joined, well, I'm not by myself. That wouldn't quite be as fun. As they say, it's never as much fun unless the homies get some. So which homie's hanging out with me today? Well, it's the elitist of them all. Courtney's in the building. Courtney, how are you?
I'm good. The elitist of them all. That sounds a good ring to it. Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. How's everything going?
Everything's been going good. I know I was not here Wednesday because I had to take care of a few things, but I'm here. It's Rumble weekend and excited to spend it with all of you. And also we have SmackDown tonight as well.
It's a full weekend, that's for sure. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Lewis, thanks for rocking with us. Cousin Ron, always a pleasure to see you. Eric, good to see you. Special Little Nobodies, always a pleasure. Jeffrey, thanks for hanging out with us. Boza, good to see you. Indeed, happy Royal Rumble Eve to everyone. And so as we kick off the road to WrestleMania, we kick it off with the Royal Rumble. But before we get to the Rumble, interesting pieces of news are dropping that I think we should pay attention to. And one of those pieces of news involves this young lady, Stephanie McMahon. So let's go back in time. Let's go back to 2022 into 2023. There was a period in 2022 where she stepped away from WWE to spend time with her family. As Vince McMahon left, she came back. She was kind of running things for a bit. And then as we got into 2023, Vince McMahon returned. Stephanie left. Stephanie's pretty much been gone from WWE. Save this moment right here at WrestleMania 40, where we saw her in ring for the first time in well over a year. And every now and again, we might see her in the crowd, but not really in some sort of front-facing role until now. She recently appeared on the Pat McAfee show to announce, among other things, a brand new television show that she will be hosting. It's called Stephanie's Places, and it's coming to ESPN Plus in March. And so the whole idea of this show is her hosting and connecting with a number of WWE superstars to discuss their impact, their lives, and all of the things. So this is pretty exciting. This will be similar to the ESPN Plus series called Peyton's Places. In that series, Peyton Manning sits down with other NFL stars to discuss football and the like. So there's already content that's been shot. And if you've seen the trailer, it features Stone Cold Steve Austin. It features Roman Reigns and the rest of the bloodline, Charlotte Flair, and several others. So this ought to be an exciting time. What are your thoughts about this new show for Stephanie McMahon called Stephanie's Places?
This is actually really exciting. And it also strains the opportunity with WWE, ESPN, and TKO because they have done stuff with them previously in the past. But it does give an opportunity for Stephanie, especially interacting with other top-tier superstars, as you mentioned, and just seeing her go to all these extraordinary places. And it's always a treat seeing Stephanie on there. And also, I did see some of the clips that she was on the Pat McAfee show, and she's very excited. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing this in March and seeing what other superstars that she gets to meet as well on her new show.
Yeah, this really should be a lot of fun. One of the things that we don't get to see a lot of is the softer side of Stephanie McMahon,
Mhm.
and certainly to see her in an interview format. And it was very interesting. One of the things that she said is in taping this show, some of the superstars were older than her, and so she was a fan and excited about that. Some were younger than her, and so she's trying to pull different things out of them. All of this, I think, creates a very interesting moment for Stephanie McMahon and a great opportunity for her to return to WWE. What, if anything, do you think this means relative to Stephanie being back in the WWE fold? Do you think she takes this more into a corporate setting? Do you think she just remains kind of a front-facing kind of personality? Or is this about the extent of what we'll see in terms of the involvement of Stephanie McMahon in WWE?
I think for her, because I know she's been on the backseat for a while and kind of enjoying this as a fan. And I think for her, she's definitely enjoying herself. And she seems more relaxed as she was in the previous regime. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing her back on television, even if it's for a little bit, but just seeing her do like the corporate side, handle the backstage stuff. Also, the working relationship, as we mentioned with TKO, that also seems to help out too. So, hey, that's why her theme song sticks with the queendom. She's been in this business, and always a treat seeing Stephanie.
For sure. Let's take a look at what is happening over here in the land of our chat. Jeffrey says, this is like WWE Out the Ring featuring Stephanie. You know, I think one of the things that WWE has done really, really well has been put together the kinds of content that make us interested in learning about superstars outside of the ring. So whether it was the fun kind of content like Ride Along, where we really got to see superstars, you know, traveling from city to city, doing what they do in the car and the like, or, you know, we're seeing those documentaries, which are a bit more formal in their presentation. They're doing a great job of getting us interested and invested in these superstars outside of the ring. And I think there's a lot to be said for that. And speaking of people that we're vested in, I think we're pretty vested in this.
It's the queen bee of WWT, Wrestling with Honey with
Honey Pot Predictions.
The sweetest Zeus is in the building. How are you, honey?
Sorry, I'm late. I am doing well. I'm happy I'm here. I'm ready to rumble. Never fear. The sweetest Oos is here.
Absolutely love it. I want to get your thoughts on the announcement of Stephanie McMahon's new television show called Stephanie's Places.
I absolutely love this. I actually watched her interview with Pat McAfee yesterday on the Pat McAfee show when she revealed this. I think this is super cool because we get to see Stephanie outside of, wrestling related, situations where it's not so much of her being the face of the company or anything like that. She's, stepping out of her comfort zone a little bit, which I really like. I think it's going to be something that we're all going to like to watch and enjoy. Get to see a different side of Mrs. Levesque.
Indeed, we shall. Which, by the way, it's funny, as we were ending our show Wednesday, we were hoping that footage would emerge about Triple H's announcement to being inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And like clockwork, it did. And it was really cool to see Stephanie come out as the loving wife, which I thought was it's just a great space.
I love it. I love it for her because it's like, I'm sure, with women in business, it's already tough as it is.
Yes.
Being in a man's world, but being a woman and being able to step outside of that and having the strength and the audacity to say, okay, I'm good with leaving this way because I know it's in good hands and I get to be a mother, a wife, a loving wife, and still be able to support and be part of what I love. And I think that is such a bonus for Stephanie. She looks genuinely happy. to not be so in charge all the time, because that's one thing that's really hard for a lot of women out there. Like we wear the pants a lot in situations, but when we're the wife and the mommy, we just want to just be,
Yeah.
So congratulations to her. Very excited for what's going to happen. Again, this new show will be on ESPN Plus in March, so be on the lookout for that. And again, as we're on that road to WrestleMania, excuse me, content will be king. And there's always great content that comes out connected to that. So speaking of WrestleMania, the schedule of events for WrestleMania has been released, or at least a partial list of that. So WrestleMania weekend, and I say partial because there are obviously some things that are missing, but this is an interesting list. So to no one's surprise, SmackDown will take place on Friday night, beginning at its normal time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Raw will take place on Monday night at its normal time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. What will be different is Stand and Deliver, the annual event for NXT, which normally takes place early in the morning. This time it will take place at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific on Saturday, which is a bit of a change. And it does make you wonder how close that will be to the start time for WrestleMania Saturday. We'll find that out, obviously, as we get closer to that. But let's get your thoughts, honey, on what this WrestleMania schedule looks like so far.
Busy. It looks booked and busy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's I really like when they make a week out of the events. I like that it's becoming the trending theme now for all of the big four, because now this year's Rumble has been set to be the biggest Royal Rumble ever. They've almost outdone, I think, WrestleMania 40. I'm not sure if that's legit on paper yet, but they're saying that it's to that level where the anticipation is pretty high for Rumble now. Like I said, it's a fun week, and it's a great time, especially if you're there, and you're a diehard wrestling fan. There's so much to do, even if you're not literally at every single one of these events. So it's just really, really cool way to enjoy the festivities, meet new people, network, and just have a good time being a wrestling fan. So
yeah, I think this will be interesting. Courtney, your thoughts on the announcements of the WrestleMania schedule so far?
It looks busy, and Christmas came early for wrestling fans. I mean, yeah, because it's WrestleMania season. It's our Super Bowl, and it just gets so fun, especially leading up to the weekend of WrestleMania, where everything happening. Of course, Pat McAfee does his show leading up to WrestleMania, and he does like little bits of it. And just seeing it, like, even if you're not the regular wrestling fan, and if you have an opportunity to go to WrestleMania, I would probably go. And especially if you go to any one of these events, that would be memorable to do. And it also, as Honey mentioned, a good opportunity to meet other wrestling fans, network, and really check out the festivities throughout the whole weekend.
And not to mention, this is going to be in Vegas. So there's plenty to do. And also for a lot of the 420 friendly folks out there, going to be a particularly good time out there.
It should make for an interesting time. Let's see. Jeffrey says Stephanie should be in the Hall of Fame too. I think there's a case that can be made for that. Yes. For sure. Boza says I can see WrestleMania having a 7 p.m. start time both nights. Cutting it close if it's 3 p.m. Read online, everything is in close location. T-Mobile is like 8 minutes away. I'll tell you, as someone who has been to Vegas, 8 minutes driving time, not walking time. And that's 8 minutes driving time with no traffic. So I don't think it'll be a hop, skip, and a jump per se. But I do think that there will be ways made to do things. I often wonder, I wonder if Stand and Deliver then will be a 2.5 hour show more than a 3 hour show. I'm sure they'll be pretty strict on time with that. And we'll see how all of it comes together. I mean, one thing WWE knows how to do is schedule. So we as fans need not worry about what the schedule looks like. And then my fear is about the Hall of Fame. SmackDown has an 8 p.m. start time. Do you remember the Hall of Fame from this past year? We didn't go till 2 a.m.
No,
right?
we didn't.
Like I think
No.
we're gonna have to update kind of our template, because relative to the Hall of Fame, it is not the lengthy event that it used to be. And they've put a few things in place to ensure that, like they're not inducting as many people. They've given people time limits in terms of how long they can speak, because they understand the fans are there, not just from period, but they're from SmackDown and the like. So with that said, the boss lady is here. TK, what's going on?
Hey,
Hi.
There she is.
How y'all doing?
I'm
Good.
well. We're doing
Doing
well.
good.
Staying, over here, staying centered.
TK, your thoughts on this schedule here for WrestleMania?
I think they're acknowledging, or slightly acknowledging, the fact that there's going to be so many like wrestling shows going on, and everybody can't go to everything. I think that's one thing. And it's also exhausting for the fan and their family. Like, I think it was in Philly. Oh my God, Philly seems like it was 3 years ago. It was in Philly. People were bringing their family and their kids, and like, I feel like, so funny story. I don't think we ever talked about this, honey. So we left WrestleMania, and the gag is, for you guys to think that, we're balling, like we're not. And also, who wants to give all their money away to Uber? So what happened was, we were leaving WrestleMania. The Uber prices were like crazy,
ridiculous.
It was crazy.
Oh my God.
Me and TK were like, nope.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Plus, you had to wait for them to find you. So it was just like, even if you wanted to pay the prices, it was just like, we're not doing that. So we just started walking. And I think we walked for like a good hour and a half.
We really did.
It was, it's better when you're in twos.
And I remember telling, it's so funny you brought this up, because I wanted to bring this up too, because when Professor was talking about the vicinity of everything being close for the WrestleMania weekend, I was really quick to say, listen, I think I was a gypsy in my past life. I'm quick to walk anywhere. I'm from New York. Like, all I did was walk. So TK was like, you down? I was like, girl, I am with it. Let's walk as long as we can to make sure these Uber prices.
Yeah, I think it was
like, it was up. It was nuts. That was pretty nuts.
$60-$70, and I think we got it down to like under 30.
And where we were staying was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes away.
Yeah, it was things. So with that being said, there were families when we were leaving like the stadium. There were people who had kids and their families, and I feel like, and it was cold outside. It's not necessarily going to be, well, actually it's Vegas, and Vegas at night, so it might be cold. With that all being said, I feel like they're taking into consideration the people that are coming and going to these events. And, you can't, yes, we want to see it all, but you can't cram it all. People are going to be exhausted, and then they might not want to come back the next year. So you want to make the experience where it's amazing, where you want to come back, versus, that was a whole situation. I'll be better off watching it on TV. So I think it's a good move for them.
So that should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. And here's the thing. Like, you won't be able to catch everything. And WWE is only responsible for ensuring its schedule for its events. So for all of the other ancillary events, you just have to make your schedule accordingly and see how that will work. Either way, it's going to be a fun time, WrestleMania weekend in Las Vegas. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, in the news for a very interesting reason. They have actually signed with a new management company. It's called Adventure Media, and that's going to allow them to do quite a few things together. What's interesting is Becky Lynch, in case you guys haven't been paying attention, since she's been gone from the ring, she's been doing quite a bit. She's been doing her fair share of acting. She's appearing in Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix. She's also joined the cast of Star Trek Starfleet Academy on Paramount Plus. So she's doing that. Yeah, she's kind of all over the place. And so, of course, Seth Rollins is doing all that he's doing. Adventure Media has recently announced its plans to expand into sports and broadcasting representation, which is where this move continues to be great. So congratulations to them, preparing for their superstar mainstream kind of life outside of WWE. So that's pretty exciting. Congratulations to them. Now, interesting news surrounding Maria Kanellis. She has announced that today is indeed her last day with AEW. So she's leaving the company now. She had spent most of her time with the company inside of Ring of Honor, helping with them, being a manager there and the like. We hadn't seen her in quite a bit. Obviously, she had some health issues that she was dealing with. But Maria Kanellis officially gone from AEW. Someone tweeted her and asked her if she would want a contract renewal, and she was like, absolutely not. So interesting to see. Maria has been in the business for quite some time now. I guess the real question is, what is next for her? Or do you think her time in pro wrestling is done? We'll start with you, Courtney. You are a massive Maria Kanellis fan. So let's let you have it.
Yes, I'm a huge fan of Maria. Been proud of her since the beginning. This was actually really surprisingly when I got the news, because I know she had to deal with a health scare, and of course she's being a mom to her kids. I don't want to say the door has closed on her wrestling career yet, because I know she wants to. And I know there was a report a couple months ago, she's actually back in school, and AEW actually has a tuition reimbursement program. They're paying for her to go to school. So that's something that I know she's been doing for a while. I'm not going to close the door on her yet, because I know, well, I don't want to say I know, but she would like to venture off into different opportunities. I know she has an Instagram account where she does like all these table displays, which are really beautiful, especially during like holiday season. And seeing her on the reels, like that is really true talent. So for her, it's just pretty much taking much time as she needs, finish up school, and keeping that window open for her to come back to professional wrestling.
Honey, what do you think's next for Maria?
I unfortunately might have to close the door for Maria Kanellis. As far as wrestling goes, I feel like there's still some things she can contribute to the business. If it wasn't fitting for her to go back in the ring and be a full-time superstar, who's to say she couldn't have been an authoritative figure? I feel like that is a powerful presence that AEW really needs in order to solidify and, revitalize their women's division. Not just a champion walking around with 4 belts, but I think Maria Kanellis has a lot of potential as far as like being like a general manager kind of deal. But if this is her last day with AEW, then it is her last day, and maybe she does want to go into being a full-time mom, and that's okay too. I mean, I'm for whatever Maria is for. I'm for women, so.
Okay. TK, in your mind, what makes sense for Maria at this point?
Man, this is more a hope, but bring back Women's Wrestling Army. I feel like it was a great product. If we can get some investors, or I know some networks are looking for content, maybe bring it under the WWE house in some way, shape, or form. I know she really loved that. And it's been, I think, maybe 2 years since they had an episode, but that's wishful thinking. But I kind of agree with both of you guys. It's like you don't necessarily want to close the door, but she has so much experience and wisdom in the game. It'd be a shame for a company or some type of idea to not happen for somebody to use that knowledge, either herself in starting Women's Wrestling Army again, or a company bringing her on and actually utilizing. The fact somebody did ask her if she would want to resign with AEW or, come back, and she says no, maybe AEW is just not the company, and there's another company that will actually utilize her skills, because 20 plus years in the game should not be taken lightly. Like,
Nope.
what are we doing?
No.
So I hope if
And
she
that-
wants to.
And that's
She wants
indies and mainstream.
Yeah.
It's not like she's, you know, how we say, like a scrub or just a Joe Schmo or married.
No.
You know, like, yeah, no, she's actually somebody who's made impact in the wrestling business. And I think she would be perfect on the business side of things too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully
We need more of that.
Yeah. Well, we will see what's in the cards for Maria, but job well done. And we'll see what's next for Maria Kanellis. Now, speaking of women and some interesting things, on Wednesday, we reported about Asuka and Asuka's concern about her own protection. Something had clearly happened, and she went to the socials and was pretty vocal about it and wanted to feel protected. And she has tweeted out today, the WWE and TKO are taking action to protect me. I appreciate it. And I think we all stand with her, say we appreciate it as well. I think it's a big moment when a company of the size of WWE and TKO does not leave it to your own devices to have to take care of yourself when threatened in the way that she apparently has been. So shout out to WWE and TKO for taking care of their people. That's a great move. All right. Now then, that was an interesting segue into Dark Side of the Ring, but
from one dark side to the other.
I mean,
in the ring, you know?
Dark Side of the Ring season 6 is on the way. Now, Dark Side of the Ring has really been one of my favorite shows for years because it is kind of given to some degree, seemingly an unbiased view of certain actions in the world of wrestling that we probably would not hear about otherwise. And its impact has been significant. We'll all remember the episode on the plane ride from hell. So what are the topics that are slated for season 6? It looks like this. We're going to deal with Hell in a Cell, Vader, Tony Atlas, Ludwig Borga, Billy Jack Haynes, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, really excited about that one, Superstar Billy Graham, Daphne, the original Sheik, and Muhammad Hassan.
These are going to be excellent.
Oh, this is going to be good.
That Hell in the Cell one's going to be. And the Tony Atlas.
Yeah, so let's get your thoughts. Which of these episodes do you think you're most interested in, Courtney?
Outside of the Hell in a Cell one, I'm more interested in the Daphne episode because unfortunately it does tackle a serious issue when it comes to mental health, which I'm happy a lot of in the wrestling world is taking very seriously. So this is going to be a tough one, but it's also going to be an interesting segue into the lesson. So I'm very intrigued on Daphne and Hell in a Cell.
Honey, which one are you looking forward to most?
I actually have 3 that I really like on here that I know I'm definitely going to go for. Daphne is definitely number 1. It's a hard story, but if you love these documentaries, they're so important and they're so informative, and it like reminds people who are not your usual or even casual or full-time wrestling fan that this isn't the F word. This is real stuff. You know what I mean? Daphne, Big Van Vader, I'm really intrigued to watch, and Hell in the Cell is my era of, you know, watching wrestling. So I would love to piggyback. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff on there we haven't heard, but it's probably going to be a lot of stuff we've already seen or heard.
Okay. How about you, TK?
Yeah, the same. Hell in the Cell. I'm curious because sometimes Dark Side of the Ring, they actually do what you think it's going to be about is they kind of take a swerve on it. So I'm curious as far as, you know, what type of angle they're going to do with Hell in the Cell, but of course Daphne, because even in how everything happened, I'm really hoping, which they've done in the past, they kind of show the light on it into some of these lives in entirety versus just that, you know, end part. So, you know, I'm really hoping that they're gonna do her justice with that, and they have been thus far. They give the full spectrum of somebody's, life or career versus just kind of giving you like the high points or just the low points, which oftentimes a lot of documentaries do. Like they just give you all the low points and you're like, oh, but they, gave to charity. They did so many other things beyond, what you know. So I'm really kind of, interested to see how they're going to roll that one out.
Should be very interesting. Let's look at what's happening in the chat. Boza said it's going to be a home run of a season, which it absolutely will. Boza's looking forward to the Daphne and Muhammad Hassan one. I'm actually very much looking forward to both of those. Jeffrey's looking forward to Daphne as well. Dylan also looking forward to Daphne and Muhammad Hassan. Cousin, I've been seeing Tony doing appearances at recent indie shows in the area recently. Yeah. His is going to be interesting. Special to Nobodies. I'm looking forward to Tony Atlas going full Cat Williams, calling out. Yeah.
I wish Councilman was here because he'd finish that sentence for you.
He totally would. The interesting part is, strangely enough, Tony Atlas has stories for days. I mean,
hello.
He's been a frequent guest on these documentaries, depending upon the episode and subject matter. And I think a lot of people really started to see his length of stories and the like in the Vince McMahon documentary. So I can only imagine, and knowing some of the things I know about Tony Atlas, this ought to be a very interesting episode.
Very
for
good.
Sure. Welcome aboard, Miss Awesome Saucy. Great to have you back. Eric is looking forward to Vader. Jeffrey said, I've already seen an Iron Sheik documentary. That's good. Well, I'm glad you have, because this isn't the Iron Sheik. This is the original Sheik. There's a massive difference between the two. So you'll want to check this one out. Let's see. Muhammad Hassan is interesting. Because the guy was a great heel, but he got that character at the wrong time. That's debatable. And I say debatable because part of what makes some of these characters controversial is the time that they're in. I think back to when Sergeant Slaughter decided to be an Iraqi supporter right at the top of the Iraqi war. I mean, a crazy move, but it was one of those things that got people talking. So I don't know that it happened at the wrong time, but I do look forward, because I haven't heard a lot about his story. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's see. Elusive M4GE. I'm sure there's a different way to say that, but looking forward to the Daphne episode. Dylan says Tony Atlas will be a 5-hour episode. I think they're going to have a good time editing that one. So for sure. Let's see. This Austin, I hate the foreign heels gimmick. It's so passe in such a globalized world. Well, I think if we're honest, that time frame was about the last time we saw something as overt as that. I think that because society has evolved, certainly in the last decade or two, we see less and less of those stereotypical kinds of characters presented. And one thing pro wrestling has done historically, it's seemed to always mirror the times, whether we like it or not. And so I think there's greater awareness in the wrestling world. Plus there's more money at stake. And I'll say this and jump off of it. Whenever there's more money at stake, people tend to be a lot more careful about what they present. When wrestling was not as big business, things were different. And so with that, we move from that to SmackDown tonight, because we're about to get into Royal Rumble weekend, and we have intentionally saved some time so we can have our conversation about the Royal Rumble and that PLE. So Royal Rumble weekend kicks off tonight, of course, with SmackDown, and there's quite a bit happening tonight. There is an 8-man tag team match. This is kind of wild because it doesn't seem like any of these teams belong together. You've got Los Garzas teaming up with Motor City Machine Guns. I don't know how that's going to work. Going up against Pretty Deadly and DIY, who don't seem to be exactly happy with each other either. So that should be entertaining. We'll see once again Mi Chin taking on Chelsea Green. I don't recall if this is a title match or not. So someone can correct me.
I think it is.
Okay.
I think it is. It's like
Okay.
they're back to the rematch from the tournament, and
Okay.
with the title being in the picture in the back, I'm
Okay.
almost positive, but I'll finally confirm.
Okay.
That.
I can rock with that. For
It
sure.
is. It
is a title match. Okay, great. So we'll have a title match on that tonight. Then we'll have Naomi, who has been busy. Good Lord.
Yes, she has.
Liv Morgan. If you'll remember last week, Naomi and Bianca were involved in a match on SmackDown. Then they were involved on Raw, then NXT, now SmackDown. Will be a part of the Royal Rumble tomorrow. So yeah, very, very busy time there for Naomi, and very excited about that. Any thoughts about tonight? And one more match for tonight as well. Finally, we get Jimmy Uso, and him. He doesn't miss Carmelo Hayes. That's all going down tonight. Any of these specific matches that you are looking forward to? Honey, we'll start with you since you'll be on the call for the watch along tonight.
Liv and Naomi. That's gonna be match of the night. Big Jim and Big Him is gonna be a close second, but the ladies are gonna take it.
Okay. I'm for it.
I'm excited to see that.
Let's see. TK, your predictions for the U.S. Championship match.
Well, I have a prediction and I also have a question. Prediction, okay. I'm gonna go with Chelsea. Question, I was watching and I'm usually behind on SmackDown by 24 to 48 hours. So I'm oftentimes not wanting to go in the chat in our team chat to be disappointed. But what do you guys think as far as Carmelo Hayes, his run thus far? Because I feel like it's kind of like
you're not feeling it.
I don't even want to say I'm not feeling it. I'm saying it's not what I envisioned. So,
well, I think, all right, well, I could see where you would think that, but I also had to look at this like an actual viewer and not somebody who's a fan of wrestling. Mm-hmm. The way they're booking Carmelo Hayes, and I think we had a discussion about this, he's become like the new kid on the block that thinks he's hot stuff, and he's talking all the trash to everybody else around him, thinking he's better, and they pretty much show him up and show that he's, you're doing too much barking, and we need to teach you a lesson. So I think that's more his persona. It's coming off more like the obnoxious type, the full of himself. Because I mean, if you think about it, Carmelo Hayes was always feeling himself since he since he was in NXT and he became him. So I because he thinks he is him, he's gonna act like that. So I think it's just riding that wave. I mean, you were the first draft pick on SmackDown, and you faced Cody on your first match for that night. So it's like I don't think there's anything that's lackluster in the run yet. But I think it's going to cook, especially after this weekend.
Okay, I hope so, because I'm like,
she's not.
No, because you said it all. Like, he's him. He came off a great NXT run. His first match was with Cody, and now like he's taking so many L's. As somebody who is constantly won at a lot of things, taking a lot of L's is like a very big thing to the ego. Like, what are we doing?
Definitely.
So it's just kind of one of those things where it's just like it's on a seeing somebody with so much success and also has the character and persona intact, meaning like some people come up to the roster and they're still trying to find themselves, right? It's like he has that, and you come to the roster and you're just like, wait, I thought he was him. So I'm hoping that they have, and this is a different WWE era, so I figure they do have a purpose and a whole arc. But at this moment, I'm just looking at like, bro, like, can we? It's like him with a lowercase h. It's not uppercase. That's just lowercase h. It's just my I want him to be him with the
Right. No, and I feel you. I feel we're definitely gonna get to that, Mello. This is just the slow cook for him because his rise was so high and vast in NXT. But hey, man, we all can't be Gunther. We all can't be Braun Breaker. We all can't be Obafemi.
We all can't be TK. I get it.
Right. See, boss lady, you be knowing.
I did just for Professor's face. I just did it for Professor's face.
I knew she did that. She was poking the bear. I knew that, and I purposely said I am going to just chill. She's poking. Yeah. I will say to that though. That I think this is interesting. What I think often happens for us is.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Really will in the chat.
This is something I might have to agree with.
Okay, let's have the talk. Mello's SmackDown run is way better than Trick's last championship run, and cousin Ron agrees. Let's address that. Yeah,
that's a wild statement, and it's true.
Well, Courtney, let's ask you. What do you say about this statement that Mello's SmackDown run is way better than Trick's last championship run?
Ooh, Councilman just pulled off the Band-Aid. Interesting one. I will say this because I actually just watched Trick's recent title run, and I think one of the things
you watched the whole run.
Yeah, his second run. His second
when?
When he recently won his second NXT title.
Oh, the second time. The second time, not the first time.
Yeah, correct. I didn't watch the first time. The second time he won the title. Outside of Ethan Page and also with Oba, he didn't have much to work with in the NXT male roster because those were like two legit rivalries that I watched, especially somebody that actually starting to watch NXT again. But also with Carmelo, he's had some really good matches with top tier superstars that are no joke. Of course, he had it with Cody Rhodes. He had that crazy series with Andrade. He had that performance with Money in the Bank. And he recently just faced off against Braun Strowman. So it's kind of, you have to think of like the opponents and also the rivalries that he's had and just thinking, okay, which run is a little bit better? But I do have to say Carmelo's run on SmackDown, it was slightly good than Trick's latest championship run.
You said it was slightly good. Then that's what you said, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Honey, what do you think about this thing?
It's bright in here, boss. It's bright in here.
What? I repeated what the woman said. What are we talking about?
All right.
We'll ask the question.
All right, son of Zion. Continue.
Is Mello's SmackDown run? He said it's way better than Trick's last championship run. What do you think about that, honey?
I would have to agree. It was definitely more entertaining. I mean, you got Mello in the big leagues, and with all the matches that Courtney just mentioned, what else is there to write? And mind you, hasn't won a title yet. It's not like he got the Braun Breaker rub where he moved on up so fast that, you know what? Let's just strap the rocket on him. He's going to get there, but he doesn't have to work so hard because we know, especially if you were an NXT fan and were watching before he joined the main roster, Mello don't miss. Like for real. Mello puts on a good show. He's definitely a future workhorse on this roster. And he's young. He has lots of years ahead of him. So I feel like if you push him too hard, people are going to get sick of that. So I think the way that they're treating him and the way that they're booking him works just fine. With Trick ended up getting lost in the sauce. And it was honestly around that time when there was, when it was the Joe Hendry effect and the surprise of Ethan Page, taking the title away from him and everything like that. And then you had Obafemi on the hunt. Like it was just too much and he got a little lost in the sauce, which is kind of my fear if he moves to the main roster too soon. But with the character arc that they're giving to Mello, I could see them making a case for where we're going to get Trick and Mello on the same brand again, and things are going to get way more interesting. But that's just, my honeypot predictions kicking in.
TK, let me ask you this question because I think there's interesting cases being made on both sides. Well, first, your answer to that question is Melo's current SmackDown run better than the last Trick Championship run. But then the second question to that is, based on what Honey said, would your answer be the result more so of their opponent pool versus their actual talent and in-ring work?
I'm coming from a different perspective.
Okay.
And I've talked about this quite a few times as far as mainstream media, right? And who is kind of the face of the company and, who they're, hanging their hat on. With Melo, like I already kind of voiced my, wait, what are we doing? And I kind of get it because, WWE has been, having great storylines with a lot of folks. I just feel like if you're looking on the mainstream perspective, somebody who's not necessarily hasn't been watching WWE for years or decades, they come in and come out like, people who watch soap operas. I feel like they're not necessarily going to remember Melo. With Trick now, as far as CW is concerned, he's kind of one of those, I don't want to say Rushmore, but he's one of those faces that you see. Again, those graphics as far as the superstars for NXT, and I feel like Trick is included into that versus Melo. So I see it from a mainstream media perspective. What I am looking forward to is what Honey just said: is when Trick does make it to the main roster, I hope he does not get lost in the sauce, and we're gonna see whatever storyline they have happen to Trick and Melo. But this is after Melo has a decent run. I feel like they bring Trick up and they go to the friendship or the friendship they didn't have. I feel like that's just too easy. So I feel like there's a couple of steps. So long story short, I don't agree with Will. And I'm thinking Dylan is saying Will is no longer invited to WWT. I mean, I guess, I don't know if we see Will again. I don't know.
That's hilarious.
I'm getting reprimanded here. Dylan saying you don't mouth off on the boss's favorite.
That's hilarious. So wow. I will say to that, oh no!
Well, you poked the bear. You poked the bear, y'all.
And yeah.
It's Councilman Will Ferrell of Strattonville with his Parisiac constituents.
Have no fear, your sick ass councilman is here.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
Oh my poor tag team partner.
Oh gosh.
I like Jeffrey get the popcorn.
Oh man. Councilman, poor thing. Oh gosh. All right.
The sick ass councilman. I can't. All right. So, any words?
What would you like to say?
I got words.
Wait, what? What?
Let me tell you something. What's the BS you just threw out here? The face. Let me tell you something, TK brother. Let me tell you something. That one was better than anything Trick Williams has ever done in his life. That man was the face of NXT. That man had jerseys up in the rafters. He ain't nothing like that right now. Even at SmackDown, this man took on the WWE champion his first night. This man is taking on Randy Orton. This man is being the heel that SmackDown has needed in the mid-card division. He don't have to have wins for this right now. He has been the heel everybody has needed. He has made LA Knight's U.S. Championship run 10 times better. He put Andrade back on the map with the best of 7. Because let's face it, Andre would have definitely fell off had it not been for Carmelo Hayes. Having Braun Strowman come back. And we already know how hard it is to try to get Braun Strowman off for some reason. And who do they put in there? Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes has been the backbone of SmackDown outside of the bloodline for the mid-card since he's been there. It's just going to be a matter of time when it finally pays off and cash in, and you will see him as him, And I'm not gonna lie, that might be a Money in the Bank. We might have this Money in the Bank be Carmelo Hayes.
Councilman came in with the.
Oh, would you look at? Oh, wait. Oh, it's no. Unfortunately.
I'm still sick though. I am still sick. I almost ran out of breath doing all that shit.
Oh my God,
man!
I had to flare it real quick.
You know, I will say, well, first of all, thank you for showing up, sir. I mean, I did not expect that, and you have used a lot of energy, so please be wise in that.
Dedicated man.
I will
committed.
I will say this. You know, the specific question was around the last title reign for Trick, which, if you remember, started on the night of the CW premiere. And ended right at the top of January. So we're talking about the last quarter of the year. And, you know, I think even with his first title reign, we've said it on multiple occasions, he has not had the greatest title run in terms of, yes, you know, we're going to all chant whoop that Trick, whether he's champion or not. But it's been something about seeing him on the road to the championship that has been far better than his championship run. You look at the consistent run of Carmelo Hayes, and I think this is where, again, when we're comparing the two, this is okay. For this to be an apples to apples comparison, you have to make a determination on your perspective of NXT. Are you calling NXT a developmental brand, or are you calling it a third brand? That's first. And the reason why that's important is because if we're calling it a developmental brand, then you would never make a comparison between a college champion and a pro. You just wouldn't, no matter how good the college team is. So there's that. The second thing is, if we are calling it a third brand, which is safe to say, because I've been a proponent that NXT has been a third brand since 2014.
Agreed.
Then you have to look at the caliber of opponents and the performance. Wow. And the performance that Trick put in versus the caliber of opponents that Melo battled. So when you look at these opponents, and here's what's interesting about Courtney, there's a part, never mind. What's interesting to me about what Courtney said was that she laid out a very interesting case. I'm not sure how the case she laid out turned into slight. But the case she laid out in terms of the opponents that Melo had, you look at that list of opponents, you look at those matches. The Carmelo Hayes, first of all, a lot of this stemmed from, of course, him versus Cody on night one of his draft.
Yep.
His performance at Money in the Bank was so good that launched into the Melo Andrade situation, which I believe started off as one match and became a series. It wasn't initially supposed to be a 7-match series.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
But because it was so good. And again, you can take this man, put him on live TV, put him against an incredible wrestler, and make it cook.
Mm-hmm.
They did that. You know, then you've got the U.S. championship situation. You've got all of these things against very high caliber opponents. So if you take Andrade, you take LA Knight, you take Braun Strowman, and even you take, as of last week, the former world champion, Damian Priest, right? Mm-hmm. All four of those guys are champions. Mm-hmm. They're all champions. You got a former world champion, actually two former world champions in Strowman and Priest. You got the U.S. champion in LA Knight. You got a former U.S. champion and the speed champion and Andrade, all champions. Let's look at who Trick Williams battled during that time. Ethan Page, who we won the title from. Okay, fantastic. But then his defenses, who were they against? They weren't former world champions. They aren't former U.S. champions. And in terms of who's holding their own in the ring, we all acknowledge that the best Trick Williams championship match of either run was his final title match involving Obafemi.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at those two things, I'd have to give the edge to Melo. Now, if we're going to talk about mainstream things, here's the difference, I think, between a Carmelo Hayes in this run and a Trick Williams in that run is, okay, I'm going to say this carefully. Trick Williams is the NXT champion because he's a great face of the brand. You can build the brand around that for what they were doing. They didn't need to build SmackDown around Melo because when he got there, they already had Cody Rhodes, who was your brand new world champion. So they've been building the brand around Cody. So I think the level of star power is different. Therefore, the level of functionality needs to be different.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't make, let me say it this way. Trick Williams did not become a 2-time NXT champion because of his in-ring ability. He became the 2-time NXT champion because he's got an amazing personality and that charisma will connect with people. We're actually seeing probably the most entertaining version of Trick right now.
Yes.
This angry Trick Williams who's slapping people and throwing referees. This is far more entertaining. Far more entertaining. And I think TK probably likes that. He might actually have some body butter on the way because of that. So that kind of proves the point in terms of what's actually bringing us into view. So I think Carmelo Hayes, to your point, I would actually agree with that. I had never thought of comparing the two, but I would certainly agree with that. But I like these kinds of random debates.
Just one more thing to throw at that too.
Yes, sir.
Did you say the same thing about Chelsea Green? Because wasn't she taking L's for a hot little while before she won the U.S. title?
I did.
I
actually did say the same thing about Chelsea Green.
Okay, just making sure the Canadians were also getting the same thing. Just making sure.
What I said is Chelsea Green is definitely deserving of based off of character work, and this is the best position that she should be in. Also, kind of going into mainstream media, given the followers, given she was just in London that did an interview there. Like it makes sense. So yes, I was rooting for Chelsea. Chelsea, like, man, you just have to go and watch the tape. Chelsea is deserving, and what she's done as far as character development, like that's almost on the level of and not saying that they're on the same level, but R-Truth. All these years, all these decades, this man has managed to like you think there's some points in time you're like, wait, is this man really, like, did he really just say that? But then you laugh at it, but like it's genius. It is genius, and it's a skill and it's a talent, and it's also something that's in his DNA. Nobody else could do what he's doing.
You can't teach that.
You can't teach it. And I feel the same thing with Chelsea Green, where it's just I feel the same thing with Chelsea Green, that she's always had that ability to either rethink, recreate. I mean, her husband does that too. So I don't know if it's like a small pool, like some wrestlers get it and they have that skill. I don't know if they build on it and they just kind of keep working on it, or it's genetic or inherent, but there's some people like that. So I've always been a fan of Chelsea Green back in TNA days, back in when she, first debuted in AEW, when she was in Empower and NWA. Like, she's just always had, she just managed to never stop. She just always just creating a new character despite whatever's going on. So I've been a fan of Chelsea.
I also think this sparked up a really good conversation, because this goes back into what we had talked about a couple weeks ago. I mean, it's just only January. It's not that big a deal, but I'm just saying, when we were talking about when it just literally has to depend on the individual and their kind of work ethic, whether they want to be, whether they're where it's the charisma factor, or where it's like,
in-ring ability, like
in-ring ability.
In-ring.
But there's just some people that have both. And Melo honestly has the ability for both, because we've seen him carry a brand. We've seen him carry a main title in NXT. We've seen him have a great run and defeat everybody to get to the top. And now we're seeing him as a workhorse. It's kind of like, he flipped the switch on us a little bit, because he's like, oh, I could be the face of a brand, but I could work too. Trick Williams, I would have to, we would need a little bit more in ring ability from him as well. So, but that's a really good debate to have.
And I'll throw this out there as well. I think for any company to be successful, you don't need multiple versions of the same thing.
No.
So everybody can't be the guy who gives you, or the guy or woman who gives you the 5-star match, because there is this element of entertainment. There does have to be the part of the show where there is entertainment, and it has to be believable, and it has to be authentic. And again, that's not necessarily something that everybody can pull off. At this point, R-Truth doesn't have to become a world champion. He can just continue to be funny, but while being funny, still pull off something in the ring, and we go, wow, we love it.
Yeah.
I think honestly, it's one of the reasons why AEW has some of the challenges that it has, is because everybody's trying to give you a 5-star match. I'll tell you, and this is not an AEW topic, but at some point we'll have the conversation about right now who my favorite person on AEW television is to see. And most of you probably wouldn't imagine who it is, because you think about Will Ospreay, you think about Kenny Omega's back. No, it's Harley Cameron. Harley Cameron.
Oh, wow.
Let me tell you something.
As soon as you said it.
Cameron, when she comes on that screen,
Courtney is elated.
Harley Cameron has quite frankly, Harley could go into WWE right now and kill.
She's got it.
She's got the look.
Everything.
She's entertaining.
Everything.
She can sing. She can play the guitar. She's got all of the things. And here's what's unique about her being in AEW. There's nobody in AEW like her.
Nope.
Male or female. So whenever she comes across your screen, and this is why, she can have 0 wins on TV, but you want to see her because she's entertaining. She's got some great matches, but she's entertaining. And that's the thing. You need somebody who brings the entertainment factor that you tune in specifically to watch. You can only see so many backflips. You can only, the daring moves can only get so high. How many things can you jump off of before it gets passe, right? You need somebody who you can watch and go, I didn't see that coming, but boy, that's fun to watch.
It's just like the same comparison you just made, Councilman. It's just like, how many belts can you carry without getting it too heavy?
Well, and she might lose one of them to Harley Cameron.
I just want to throw it for the record, because I actually talked about Harley Cameron the last couple of weeks on my watch along, and we were having a little bit of debate because she is very talented, but I made a bold prediction on this a couple of weeks ago that she's going to get her first win at Grand Slam Australia, because how cool would it be to get her first win in her home country? Now, it was something that I threw in, but I said, I think she's going to get her first win.
We'll see. We'll see. So yes, SmackDown tonight. There will be a full watch along, of course, with Honey. So make sure you guys check that out at the top of the hour. So then let's head to this. It's all going down tomorrow night. Royal Rumble in Indianapolis. Special start time of 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And what I think is interesting is Indianapolis has a habit of doing this. When major events show up, they will change some of the names of their streets downtown. They did it for the Taylor Swift tour, and they have now done it for Royal Rumble. So you've got streets like Bloodline Boulevard, which are happening there. You've got Cody Road, which I think is pretty brilliant. They also have John Cena Way, which I like, and Seth freaking Road. So yeah, there are a total of 25 streets in downtown Indianapolis that have been switched over. And here are some of the rest of those names. There's KO Avenue, WrestleMania Road, Nia Jax Lane, Wyatt 6th Street, Infamy Avenue, Judgment Day Drive, Damage Control Drive, Tribal Chief Way, the Mrs. Awesome Street, Ring General Road, Yeet Street. Let me say it right. Yeet Street, Rhea Ripley Road, World's Best Street, McIntyre Ridge Road, Mysterio Drive, Logan Paul Place, Alpha Academy Avenue, Bianca Belair Boulevard, Tiffy Trail, Liv Morgan Lane, and the People's Parkway. Now, my only question is, has the GPS been updated for all of this? Because if people have to drive on these streets, they're not going to be able to find their way
at all.
But the excitement is certainly palpable for this year's Royal Rumble. Lots of talk about this certainly being the largest attended Royal Rumble in history. I can't wait to see what it's going to look like tomorrow. But let's get into it. Here we go. Full prediction time. Let's start with this. It's the first time in years that we've seen the Tag Team Championship defended at a Royal Rumble. But it's the WWE Tag Team Championship. 2 out of 3 falls match. Motor City Machine Guns, DIY. Who leaves as the Tag Team Champions? Councilman, let's start with you.
This just made you sicker, didn't it?
Man, because this I ain't gonna lie. I know it's a big Royal Rumbles, but this could steal the show. Like, no, you know what? This is what's gonna set the bar. This is gonna definitely set the
Everybody's
bar.
gonna be like, we gotta follow that.
We gotta follow them. In 2 out of 3, but I'm gonna go with DIY though. I'm gonna go with DIY just because of the what they're on. I like the heel run. I like that they're both on the same page as the heels, and I'd like to see more of that. So I'm gonna go with DIY.
Okay. Courtney.
This is actually really exciting because I love seeing tag team wrestling at the forefront. And this is going to be a banger of a match. So I am going to go with DIY retaining their tag titles.
Okay. Honey.
I'm going to go left field with this because I like a little back and forth. And if there's anything or any team that I'm going to rely on to give me a good back and forth, it's going to be these 2 teams right here, considering all their history. I kind of want us to take it back to where you had those 3 major tag teams, and it depends on who had the belt. Like basically who had the belt. You know, everybody was changing it, and they were multi-tag team champions. You know, like the Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys specifically, in that kind of realm. Like I want to see some more back and forth. I think this is a rivalry that could just completely last till the end of their careers. Just be that, you know, blood feud that never ends. But I'm gonna go Motor City Machine Guns to take those titles back.
Okay. It is their first WWE PLE TK. Do you think that's going to be on the side of Motor City Machine Guns, or will DIY retain?
My brain is saying Motor City Machine Guns. My heart is saying.
Wait, what happened?
I mean, Professor might know about that. That's in his neck of the woods. But my heart is saying.
Wait, what did I just miss?
I said Magic City on the low.
I said Professor's neck of the woods. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he went there. I'm just saying it's in his city.
Okay, proceed, boss lady.
I don't know how I caught astray on that one, but that's all right. So you said your mind says
Motor City Machine Guns. My heart is saying DIY.
Okay. All right. This is a pick'em because I'm reminded of DIY and their takeover with now FTR in that 2 out of 3 falls, and that one was wild. They're gonna cook. They're gonna cook. I do think Motor City's going to regain the title, but this is gonna be must-see TV. So I can't wait for this one. Again, going down tomorrow night. Also, we got the undisputed WWE Championship in a ladder match. Both championships will be hanging from the rafters. Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. Who's leaving as the undisputed WWE champion? TK, let's start with you.
I mean, I have Cody, but I really love I love what KO is doing. Like, just when you think like, oh, like there's nothing else for him to do. And not saying that like, you know, he should retire, but it's like, oh, like he's done so much. Then he just does something else and takes it to another level, and it's like a whole different kind of like angle, and his whole thing with Cody and this belt, and I absolutely love it. I love those moments where you're like, is this man really believes this is okay? We gonna go with it. This is entertainment, so I like it.
Okay. Courtney?
Whew, this is going to be a tough one because Kevin Owens has done some really good heel work in this match, and I would love for him to win it. But
you late, Jacob. Sorry.
Not all good. But I'm gonna pick Cody to retain. Cody's gonna walk out the winner.
Okay. Councilman, let me ask you this, since everybody seems to be picking Cody. Can Kevin Owens afford another championship loss at a Royal Rumble?
Dang, that's tough. That's tough. I want to say he'll be all right just because of what he's been doing. I think this is the best Kevin Owens we've seen since Roman. And I still say I think this is the best rivalry Cody has had in his WWE championship reign outside of Roman Reigns.
Agreed.
I think that enough is for us to be okay if he doesn't win. Now, my prediction though, I think KO might win this.
He could.
I think KO wins this, but I think it may be short because we still had the Elimination Chamber.
We do.
And we still had a road to WrestleMania. But I could see them wanting to keep this very interesting and him walking away with that title. And the reason why I say that too,
both of them.
Both of them. Since, they both champ. You know what I'm saying? Both of them. And stuff. So, but I believe it a lot more now ever since that promo between Cody and Punk. I think KO could walk out as the, I guess, undisputed WWE champion. Is that what they gonna call it?
Honey, does Councilman have a point here? Could we have a new WWE champion tomorrow night?
Councilman does have a point, but my answer is no.
Okay.
And there's only one reason why. And that's 2 words. Randy Orton. I feel like Randy is going to return, spoil this for Kevin, and we're going to go into a nasty feud between those two because Kevin has a receipt that needs to be given back. So Cody retains.
Interesting. It almost seems too obvious that Cody could win. And Kevin Owens has got to have something up his sleeve. And I don't know if this something is Sami Zayn after their exchange Monday night. But the thing about a ladder match, which is so interesting, is we're not looking at a pinfall. We're not looking at a submission. We're not looking at a referee doing something, which opens the door for something very unique to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just face it, there has not been a world title change happen at the Royal Rumble in quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to make your road to WrestleMania wild and crazy, what happens if Kevin Owens wins and Cody can't seem to figure out his path to WrestleMania because he thought he was going as the world champion?
If that happens, I will be giving a call to Dion and checking on him and making sure he's all right.
So we'll see. That's going down again tomorrow night. And plus we have, of course, 2 Royal Rumble matches. First, we have the Women's Royal Rumble match. And here's what we can tell you in terms of who we know has declared for the Women's Royal Rumble. We know that we will see Bayley, Liv Morgan, the tag team champions, Bianca Belair and Naomi, Nia Jax, the returning Charlotte Flair, the Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria, Ivy Nile, Raquel Rodriguez, and Io Sky. That is only 1/3 of the field for the Women's Royal Rumble match. So here's the question. Everybody's got to do it now. We've been talking about it back and forth. Who is your lone prediction? One name. Who is your prediction to win the Women's Royal Rumble match? And I'm starting with you, Courtney, so you won't get the spirit of Clubhouse and piggyback. You got to do this one on your own. You got to do it on your own. Do it on your own. All on you.
That's fine.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
Let's go for it.
Wow.
Let's go for it.
All right. Councilman's
Wow.
actually gonna like my pick because Indy's gonna go to Pop Rock City. I'm going with Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne Perez. This is why I wanted you to go first. I like that pick. Roxanne Perez.
Roxy.
Okay. All right. TK, who's your lone women's pick to win the Women's Rumble match?
So, question. Have they announced? They haven't announced all 30, right? There's still surprises, or have they announced all 30?
They haven't announced all 30.
Hold on. No. Let please give me this one.
Good. Go ahead. You got it. You got it.
Now, I didn't even go there. I specifically read the names of those who have been confirmed.
I was multitasking.
So you're not paying attention. Great. So that means, and I also said that 1/3 of the participants have been announced. Now we'll do a little math lesson. I know I said that. There are 30 women in the world.
You hear that, cousin Ron? You see how
1/3.
Heel Bonafide.
I'm the people.
I'm here for heel Bonafide.
1/3 of the participants have been announced. That is 10. So that leaves a whole 20 that have not been announced. I just went the long way to answer your question. No, not all 30 participants have been announced.
You could have just did that, but that's okay.
Oh, no. For someone who likes the end from the beginning, you needed the beginning on this one. There you go. I helped you.
I got no. I got no words because we're the siblings. Those are the parents. We let them.
Wow. Wait. Like this is how it's okay.
Didn't I read? Okay. I read all 10.
Okay.
In your defense, yes.
I mean, and to be fair, when have we ever known all 30 Rumble entrants?
That's why I was making sure.
In the Vince era, like 2008, 9, and 10, and 11.
No, I've never known all 30.
Okay, I was just double checking because I wanted to go a different direction. But now I understand your question. So thank you, Hollywood G, for clarifying.
Hey, we like it clear around here.
Do we?
You don't. But,
I'm done.
TK, it's also very hard to take you seriously because you look like you finna sell us something off of QVC right now.
Wow.
It's hard for me to feel bad for you because just call this 1-800 number, get your body butters tonight.
Right.
I mean,
and I'm ready to call in. Like I'm ready to call and make my own.
Oh my gosh. Here we go, said. Here we go. Let me see. I'm gonna say, because it was a big announcement and we haven't seen her in a long time, but I also don't want this to happen, but I think it might happen.
You're about to piss a lot of people off. I knew it. Charlotte Flair, she said.
Oh, I didn't hear her. I didn't hear her.
I hear either.
I saw your face though, Hollywood G.
No, my face was because my face was for the lead-in. I didn't hear what you actually said though. So Charlotte, okay.
Charlotte.
All right. This Jeffrey, this is actually great. Where's the Jeopardy song? That would have been perfect. All right, Councilman, your pick for the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble match.
Because Courtney has said my obvious pick, and I just didn't want to be obvious.
Okay.
I will switch it for the sake of the show. I'm gonna go with Liv Morgan.
Okay.
I think Liv Morgan wants to no longer be a bridesmaid, and I think she takes it and gets a shot back at her title, and maybe possibly tries to go after somebody who's
about to steal her man.
Just say it. She's on SmackDown a lot right now.
She is.
Interesting.
Okay. Honey, who are you picking to win the Women's Royal Rumble match?
I've had a lot of time to think about it, and I literally had made up my mind today. So, I'm going to go left field. I'm not going to go with an obvious pick, but I'm going to go with someone who is a workhorse and is deserving of a Rumble win to get a title shot. And I believe that is the genius of the skies, Io Sky.
I'm not mad at that either.
I would really like that.
She was pinning world champions last year. Okay,
she was.
That'd be so good.
That would be really awesome.
I would have to go with Io Sky.
And
not for nothing, she don't even have to go to Raw or SmackDown. She could go to NXT for Julia.
Wow,
baby. See what I'm cooking?
I need that. I need her and Rhea.
Wow.
Yes, that too, though. But yeah, man, I think Io Sky takes it.
I like that.
I think she should.
All right.
Everybody else is like, like Naomi and Bianca. They're in a duo. They're tag team champions, and they're both confident they're gonna win. Blah blah. There's too many stories with everybody else going on that Io has just got that tunnel vision, that one track mind. Like, I got one goal. I don't give a damn about none of y'all.
Yeah.
And I'm getting that title. So I think Io Sky is getting it.
What if the last two in the ring is her and Bayley?
Oh,
everybody wants Bayley to go back to back.
What if it could be her and Liv Morgan, the final two?
That too.
Either way, it would cook. Either way.
Well, for the sake of, because I actually have enjoyed just about all those picks. For the sake of throwing a name out there that no one has mentioned yet, I'm going to go with something that has not happened in many years. It has been many years since a surprise entrant has won the Royal Rumble match.
I wonder if you're thinking.
So I'm going to go with Jordan Grace.
I was going to say that. That's exactly why I asked you. Never mind. Go on.
I told you could have picked anybody.
Disregard.
I said you couldn't have done that.
You pontificated for an hour as to.
I didn't. I did not.
And Jordan Grace was literally what I.
This is where you need to follow your heart.
Wow.
Follow your heart, TK.
Wow.
Even though you didn't have one, but follow your heart.
You know what?
Hey.
She told me that, guys. Like, I didn't make that up.
She's absolutely
you
right.
didn't show and tell that when he asked you.
How about that? How about that?
Floor.
Call her the Tin Man, no heart. All right. Now then, to the men's Royal Rumble match.
I don't want to do this
Yes.
one. I don't want to
Now,
do this one.
for the men's
I don't
Royal
wanna do
Rumble
it.
match, now we'll see how many screens she's paying attention to for this one, because I'm gonna do the same thing I did for the last one. Here is who has confirmed. Here is who is confirmed for the 30-man Royal Rumble match.
You.
Oh
I
my
can't
God.
stand you, Professor. I
That's
can't
why you're sitting.
stand
6,
you.
7, 8, 9. Here's who's confirmed: John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Jey Uso, Penta, Braun Breaker, Chad Gable, Rey Mysterio. 13 names have confirmed, which leaves 17 slots wide open. Who wins the men's Royal Rumble match? Once again, we'll start with you, Courtney. What?
You're shady on a Friday, Professor.
I am not shady.
Shady on a
Because
Friday.
y'all are trying to assign
Yeah,
me that
and
didn't
it's the
exist.
day that I don't have my shades, man. It's the
Oh my gosh.
Shady on a
Not you.
Friday.
I am not being shady. I liked her going first. It was great.
Don't get me wrong. It's dark. It's nighttime over here, but it's bright. Just saying, it's bright.
Oh my God. I've been going back and forth with the men's a lot. And I think after Monday night, I had to change my pick. And after the comments CM Punk said about him, I'm going with Sami Zayn. After what CM Punk said, that he was not on his level, that really sparked a lot of field. And also giving a haluva kick to Seth and Cody, and not to mention having your best friend show up on Monday Night Raw. I'm going with Sami Zayn as my pick for the Royal Rumble.
And that's a really good pick, Courtney, because that could go either way for WrestleMania. You got Gunther, somebody he's already beaten, and then you have the friendship with Cody and the storyline there. That I like that.
Great answer, Courtney. Great answer. TK, same order. Who do you have winning the men's Royal Rumble match?
Pick your real winner this time.
I thought you were sick, Will.
I'm just saying, I don't want you being like, that was my pick. And because what nothing said.
Yeah, this is what we doing on a Friday. Okay, cool. My heart is saying, because I feel like we have to. I feel like he can't go off on just a whatever note, but I feel like it'll disrupt a lot of stories. But in WWE will make it work in its current state with the writers and all the things. And I also feel like it mainstream media wise, this might work. John Cena.
You said that's what your heart says.
Yeah.
Is that your actual pick, or you're going, because before you had your heart and then your mind had. No, that's what you said about the tag title match. Your heart was one thing, your mind was the other.
Which really wasn't a pick. It was just, you just said.
I just said John Cena, and I feel like if this is your last hurrah, right? If I were, and he said it that he didn't want the accolades, right? And he's taken L's the last couple times, but I feel like he's deserving of it. And I'd be interested to see what it would look like. Now, will it disrupt a lot of storylines? Probably, but I have faith in WWE that if they do choose him, they have workarounds and it would make sense.
Okay. So
first off, Jacob, I am not hedging bets. I already said who I picked. So how about you show up to work and we can discuss more?
Who's shady now? All right. Commissioner. Excuse me, Commissioner. Councilman. I don't know why I always want to call you Commissioner. Councilman. Who's your pick to win the men's Royal Rumble match?
Well, I'm so glad Courtney said it because I didn't want to say it out loud. I typed it. So for the sake of the show, though, I'm finna go with one I don't think no one's thinking of. Kevin Owens.
Ooh.
Oh,
You think he's gonna lose and then show up in the Rumble and just?
I could see that. I could see that happening.
that
He
is
would,
the
he
Becky
would.
Lynch approach. That is the
Yes.
Becky Lynch approach.
And you could, can you imagine KO holding that? I got the main event.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
Oh.
Kevin wins the men's Royal Rumble.
Wow. Okay. Honey, your pick to win the men's Royal Rumble match.
This sucks because we had so many discussions this week, Professor, about the possibilities. And we talked about Jey Uso's story and Roman and Seth and CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Everybody's going for the obvious and all these big guns, the big guys. There's another big guy who's been floating around causing chaos right under all of our noses. Can't believe I'm gonna say this out loud because I really, you guys know my bias pick is anything that has to do with my tribal chief Roman Reigns that I acknowledge, but I said it last year. I think I'm gonna go and say it for this year again as well because I really mean it this time, and I think being under the Triple H umbrella, they're really serious. Give me Karrion Kross.
I knew you were gonna say
that.
I knew you were gonna
Karrion Kross.
Mm-hmm. I knew you were gonna say that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Shout out to WWE because
They've done so good.
For the first time in years, we can't figure out who's winning either Rumble. Coming into last year, I think we all knew it was going to be the Bayley show. We all had a strong feeling it would be Cody and Roman back to back. Of course, we had the whole Rock thing that happened later on, but
still won my main event.
Yeah, it's still unpredictable, but I'm gonna go with CM Punk. And I'm gonna go with CM Punk because I don't know how many of these Punk has left. And there aren't too many more opportunities, I think, for Punk to be in a Royal Rumble match, let alone win it. This could be his time. I mean, this is our first Rumble in 3 years with no Cody. I know we've got Roman and so many others, but I think Punk is going to pull it off. And Dion had a great comment, and he says, ever since he said you put Hulk Hogan in the Royal Rumble, I'll throw him over the top rope and kill Hulkamania once and for all. I've been down for Punk to win this thing. And I'm gonna go with CM Punk. So needless to say, it is a very unpredictable Royal Rumble all the way around. It's why we've got to watch again, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, live on Peacock in the U.S. and everywhere else on Netflix.
And we also have watch along and post show here on WWT.
Okay.
Yay. Can I ask y'all a random question real quick in regards to the men's Rumble?
Sure.
Where the hell is Uncle Howdy? And do you think he'll show up in this Rumble?
Why not? Why not? I think we're going to get our fair share of surprises in this Rumble. I do think there will be some sort of presence from the Wyatt Six. I don't know if all or some of them, but can you imagine the entrance for Uncle Howdy at a Royal Rumble?
I can. And just take
what if he's number one?
That could happen.
That
could happen.
What if Howdy was number one?
That could happen.
Man, if I want to start off strong, I would make Roman number one. If I don't want to play games.
Now think about it though, because all of them can come out. Because remember, there ain't really no rules, so that means all of them are out there. So whoever is coming out to next, they got to face the whole Wyatt Six.
So let's look at this. Said the mayor says, "Can I get one surprise entrant from everyone? Both Rumbles. I like this question. So since we're on the men's one, let's start with that. I already know who yours is going to be, honey, but let's humor the people. Honey, we'll start with you. A surprise entrant first for the men's Rumble. You surprised me. I thought you were going another way. Joe Hendry. I think that's very possible. I think that's very possible.
Joe Hendry for the men's, AJ Lee for the women. That's just my hope.
Okay. TK?
Jacob said X.
X-Pac?
I ain't mad at it, bro.
I'm not mad at it, but that's definitely
1, 2, 3 kid.
I second honey as far as Hendry, but I go with, well, I don't know if this is what you're gonna say, Professor, but you referenced it before. Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace and the women. So you said Joe Hendry and Jordan Grace.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Councilman.
Let's go. Man, I'm gonna cry tears of joy if I hear that music hit. I'm gonna cry.
And for the women, because you already said AJ Lee, and that's what I wanted right now. No, you know what? Something that's been floating around. Jada Parker. I would love to see Jada Parker in the room.
I'm curious, Professor. Who do you think I was going to say for the men's?
I just knew you were going to say Aleister Black.
I didn't want to get my hopes up, man. Like,
you'll lose it. Just like with me and AJ Lee, she'll lose.
Man.
And I'm gonna be doing a watch along too. I'm sorry ahead of time, boss lady, if this equipment goes flying. I apologize.
AJ Lee come out. I'm letting y'all know that now. I'm a wild out.
I'm gonna lose my ish.
Wow. Okay, so Courtney, the people said I was being shady by having you first, so you're last now. All right, you're last. Don't let me down. Your surprise entrant for the men and the women.
For the men, I just have 3 words. Whoop that trick.
Ooh.
Trick Williams coming to the Royal Rumble for the men's. For the women's, I'm going to go with Kalani Jordan.
Ooh.
Royal Rumble.
That would be a nice addition to the Rumble, actually.
I think that would be dope.
You know, we always need that Kofi-esque moment, you know, the highlight reel, and I think she could definitely fit in for that. Okay, that's sweet. I'm thinking for the men, nobody's mentioned this one. Josh Alexander, who has somewhat left TNA, be a great move for him. And then on the women's side, give me Lash Legend at Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah.
Listen, Lash needs her powerhouse moment. Come in, eliminate a few people. Maybe we get another standoff with her and Jade, or a standoff with her and
Bianca,
Jordan Grace. You know, like there are gonna be some moments.
I was gonna say, if Lash Legend comes in and eliminates Nia Jax. That's volumes.
Oh yeah,
volumes.
Honestly, I'd rather throw out Bianca Belair.
That's
yeah.
That would be
Bianca
good.
Belair.
So Boza asks, could the Royal Rumble's winners challenge for NXT Gold? Well, it's happened before. It's only happened one time. Ironically, when Charlotte Flair won the Royal Rumble and she challenged at WrestleMania 36 Rhea Ripley for the NXT Championship. So that could happen. Matt Cardona, that is a thought.
To piggyback off of what Councilman said, I'll do one better. Lash Legend eliminates both Naomi and the EST.
Oh, that'll make me sick.
I would stand and applaud.
I would be sad, but I would be so happy for all women.
Yeah, agreed. That still make me sick.
And I got one more surprise interest for the women. R-Truth. I don't know why. I just feel like for some reason.
And I saw the clip of the Rumble when Valhalla came out. And the look, I can never get over the look he was giving her as he was running out. He's like, what are you wearing? Like,
He asks out appearance. He's like, it's all women in there.
Right.
Just treasure, national treasure.
Oh my God.
We need to protect our truth at all costs. Yeah.
All right, then.
I can't believe we got through it.
We got through it, guys, with a little bit of time to spare. So again, the Royal Rumble PLE kicks off at 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night in the U.S. on Peacock, all around the world on Netflix. So make sure you check it out. Again, we'll have a live watch along happening here at that time, along with a post show. So make sure you are rocking with that. We're going to get out of here. Let's see. Okay, one more quick question. And that question, Boza says, what is one shocking name in the men and women's rumble that would make the panel go insane?
Aleister Black.
Who's a shocker that
Keith
would
Lee.
make you lose it?
Oh, Keith
Aleister
Lee.
Black. Okay.
Yeah,
Keith Lee.
Keith Lee. I'm
Keith
losing to Keith Lee.
Lee.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Lee.
Oh,
I don't. All I know is if the lights go black, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. That's all I know.
I can't even think of that.
Wow.
Yo, hey, I know it. I know it'll never happen. But if it happened, and Mercedes Moné walked out,
I was gonna piggyback and say Ricky Starks.
That's when I'm
Yeah,
signing
Oh
up.
my God,
I thought about
Ricky!
Starks. Yeah.
Ricky!
Yeah, I thought about Starks. All right.
Yeah.
Anybody else have one?
Athena. If they wanted to open those doors.
They're not open those doors, but
Yeah, that'd be a wild one.
I'm also
In
thinking
the-
it would
in
be
the-
kind of. I'm also thinking it would be kind of crazy to have Nick Nemeth as on the Royal Rumble.
It could happen.
I don't
That
see why it
could
couldn't.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why it couldn't. Oh, I still AJ Styles speak.
Dion, stop it. Dion,
Oh
stop
God!
it. Dion, stop it.
I shouldn't
Stop
even
it.
put this comment up here.
Stop
Shame.
Shame on you.
But you know what though?
Yeah.
That might happen. That might happen. No, because Gunther ain't in the Rumble. Never mind.
AJ Lee and Jazz.
Jazz. Ooh.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that'd be a great moment of nostalgia. I have one. If you want to shock the world, and this would shock the world, I'm gonna say it once, and then we're just gonna run from it. Tessa Blanchard.
Oh.
You'd shock the whole world. I don't know that
mean-
they'd be willing to do it. I mean, you got the whole TNA situation, but you'd shock the world.
I actually
Um,
don't. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation, but I feel like that could be possible.
I feel like it could be too, but as soon as you finished saying the name, I hated it.
Mhm.
I don't hate it. It's just like
I hate it, but it was just like it just leaves a bad
Yeah.
taste in your mouth.
you got that with 64,000 people. You don't know how that reaction.
That's
goes.
risky. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, if the
That's
TNA crowd went crazy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
So
risky.
just imagine 64,000. Like
Yeah, but here's the thing: if they and two different levels, and this might be a whole spin-off conversation. If they bring out Hogan, which they do all the time,
Oof.
Well,
Yeah,
true.
but
That's a good
let's
point,
let's
but-
be clear. They haven't brought out Hogan since that moment. And I think there's an understand. They've not had that kind of strong. They've had reactions to Hogan, but it's not been that strong before. And I think they're not interested in losing or gaining sort of ill will in the court of public opinion.
You want to shock the world? There's only one man you bring back for that, and that's Gilbert.
Lord.
I was gonna say Hurricane Helms.
As I say,
Ah,
I couldn't even
This
take that. I couldn't even take that seriously.
yeah.
That'd be shocking.
All right. Well, we gotta wrap up to give Honey at least a chance to get a glass of water or something before this
Something.
3-hour watch along. So how can the people find you? We'll start with the councilman who has hung in here while being sick. We appreciate
Yeah,
it. sir.
it's Royal Rumble weekend, man. I got to muster through it. I got to do something. So
Muster.
and that's. I mean, I appreciate you. There might be some body butter coming your way.
Hey, see, show up to work, and even when you're sick, and you know,
Say it's cuss you out. Say it's gonna cuss you out. Why get this before he do? He gonna cuss you out. But you can find me at Gilbert Rules on all social media and YouTube's where we are Gilbert fans here. Just make sure you check us out on the watch along tomorrow as well as the post show. And we're having a special edition of the Kayfabe podcast. We usually do it at around noon Eastern time, but we're going to be doing it at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so y'all can get you a full show. Show.
You said wait. You said it was 12 Eastern time, and then you do it 1 Pacific time. Wait, what?
Yeah,
or did I just hear that wrong?
Yeah, we usually do it at 12 y'all time.
Oh, okay. I see what
it made sense. It made sense. Now it sound confusing, but it made sense.
Okay. I got you.
I do sound confusing, but yeah, we got a special start time this Saturday. Is at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard because I can't remember what the East Coast time is. That's
4. Mm-hmm.
Yes, 4 p.m. So that way y'all can watch us, get some predictions because we're gonna be talking about who's coming in from 1 to 30 for both Rumbles. We're gonna try to determine who's coming out. So you don't want to go that. Yep. Wow. And then we're gonna lead right into the Royal Rumble pre-show and into the show itself. So if you want to make sure that you just are with a wrestling community, join us tomorrow.
We got a long day of work tomorrow.
Long day of work.
Yeah. All right. Courtney, how can the people find you?
They can always find me at Harley Cameron's going to be the next TBS champion. And I said it. You heard that, Mayor? I said it.
Oh.
With the finger snaps and the voice projection.
I said it. But they can always find me here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on WWT Live. You know, every Wednesday I do my watch along for AEW Dynamite. We are coming to you from Atlanta next Wednesday. And of course, Ricochet versus Swerve Strickland next Wednesday. You can always follow me on @CourtneyNJ11 on Twitter and Instagram. And feel free because I have some stuff planned in the coming weeks. So lots of stuff happening.
Honey, how can the people find you?
Guys, find me here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Friday doing that double duty for our Honey Night SmackDown watch along as well. Tune into Kayfabe Podcast, as Councilman said before, and I will be here for the watch along as well tomorrow. It's going to be fun. Find me on all things Wrestling with Honey podcast on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, what have you.
Of course, you can find me at Bonafide across all of the social spaces. I did include or at least post part 2 of the acceptance speech. So if you guys want to check that out, you can do that. In addition, you can check out my work with Ashe Wrestling at AsheWrestling.com. Of course, on the Ashe Wrestling YouTube page, Ashe Wrestling TV. Fantastic work. Last night's show featured an interview with Aja Kong, which you guys will want to go and check out. It was really, really dope. Also, you can check out all that we're doing with All Caribbean Wrestling. 4 weeks from tomorrow marks the premiere of Saturday Night Vibe on Tempo Networks. It's going to be very, very special. So I'm looking forward to that. And I hope you guys will join us either on Tempo Networks or through the mobile app for All Caribbean Wrestling. Let's see. Southern Honor, got things going on there and the like. January's been a full month, but I'm glad that we're here. And of course, we'll turn the rest of it over to the boss lady since it is her house.
You got that outro ready, right?
Of course.
Okay, cool. So yeah.
What kind of operation you think we're running around here?
So thank you guys for joining. You can follow me on everything at Patreon. Make sure you follow all our platforms.
You got the outro ready.
That's what I forgot. That's what I forgot from my tag and where you can find me. You can find me also being a brand ambassador.
This is facts. Yeah. Honey is an official brand ambassador for Center Inn. So shout out to Honey.
I mean, I did my work. You gotta, hustle up, bro. Boycott body butter.
Boycott body.
Like, how are we gonna stay moisturized? Said, how we gonna stay centered?
Wow.
Yes, so we have a lot of interviews coming down the pipes. We have make sure you go and definitely check out our website. We have some original content coming down as well, and make sure you follow Women's Wrestling Talk on all social media platforms. Thanks, guys, for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.